Good evening, everyone. The actual name is the South African Sports Confederation Olympic and Paralympic Committee, Commonwealth Games Committee, World Games Committee, Africa Games Committee, Youth Games Committee, and School Games Committee, all in one, the only organization in the whole of the world that has sport under one umbrella. And I'm privileged to lead it. Let me first of all say it's an absolute honor and privilege to be here, to see the level and quality of people that are sitting around these tables today. And for people to ask me to come and speak to you, knowing that you are leaders in your own right, captains of industry, leaders in politics and in government. It is an absolute privilege to try and fuse the work that we do in sport to the work that you engage with on an everyday basis. Sunil, we have met on many occasions, and your spirit always is one of positiveness and what can we do next to make things grow. Dr. Nick, again, what you have done today simply shows that this project is going to grow from strength to strength. And noting what has happened in the discussions today, the people that sit around in this room today shows that what you do really matters. Distinguished guests, leaders, good evening. I want to begin with a story about one of our athletes, Lerato. Lerato is an athlete that was born in one of the townships, Tembisa. Not in a house with a gym or a swimming pool or a tennis court. She grew up on the streets. And by the time she was 14, sport was the only avenue and outlet to grow. It wasn't a hobby for her, it was a schedule. Her coach was the only adult who believed in her and showed up every single day in the work that she wanted to perform in, which was athletics. At 17, Lerato was scheduled to represent and selected to represent South Africa at the UASC, which is the Africa Union Sports Council, Region 5 Youth Games. She stood in line, waited in the green and gold, and performed to her very best. She did not win gold that day, but she did contribute to the team. She did contribute to the team spirit and the fact that the team performed at their best. No classroom could have taught her that. The team spirit that sport teaches goes beyond what we learn in classrooms and in our boardrooms. She learned about discipline, what it looks like under pressure, what accountability means when a team depends on you, what it feels like to represent something bigger than yourself, which is to represent the country in the green and gold. Today, Lerato is 24. She works as a logistics coordinator at a national retailer. Her manager didn't hire because she was an athlete. He hired her because in the interview, she looked him in the eye and said, "I've never missed a training session in 7 years. I will not miss any deadline that you give me." Lerato is not exceptional. She is representative of what sport represents in this country. And sometimes we tend to overlook that. She is the future of work, and sport has built her. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about what you discussed today, about AI, about the digital economy, about skills development, and the future of work. Now let me put that into the perspective of sport, not as entertainment, which we always consider, but as an economic sector in South Africa. Sport contributes approximately 60 billion annually to the South African economy. It employs about over 600,000 people directly. Coaches, physiotherapists, administrators, event managers, sports scientists, broadcasters, podcasters, logistics professionals, real permanent jobs, not future jobs, present jobs. When we hosted the FIFA World Cup in 2010, and I was glad to be part of that as well, a single event generated 20 billion in economic output and created 38,000 jobs, temporary jobs. One event in a country where youth unemployment is unacceptable between the ages of 15 to 24. Sport is not peripheral to the jobs conversation. Sport is the jobs conversation. But sport does something else, something that no other government program, no AI program, no corporate strategy has ever fully replicated. Sport unites us. It brings us together. And it has not failed to do that at any of the major events that we've witnessed. Think back to October 2023, the Rugby World Cup finals, Paris, Springboks versus New Zealand. South Africa was a nation burdened by load shedding, by rising costs, by political fatigue. And then Siya Kolisi lifted that golden trophy for the fourth time. And something happened in this country that we cannot fully explain. In economics or politics or strategic documents. People cried in the streets in Polokwane and Stellenbosch at the same time. Strangers embraced each other in Durban. The president declared a public holiday. The United Nations issued a statement. Sport did not just create jobs that day. Sport created belonging within South Africa. Fast forward to Paris 2024, the Summer Olympics. Team South Africa competed across many disciplines in the biggest stage in the world. Every time that green and gold vest crossed the finish line, watching a Shabin in a boardroom on a mobile phone, South Africa became, at that moment, one nation through the vehicle of sport. Not defined by race, not divided by language, not separated by a postal code, in other words, where you come from and where you were born. One nation in green and gold. And now I want to share something that is really special to me. Something that happened that I was not really aware of and was surprised when it happened. In February of this year, 5 South Africans traveled to the snowfields of Milano and Cortina for the Winter Olympics. 5 athletes, our largest winter contingent ever. Thomas Weir, 17 years old. Lara Martaler, 18 years old. Michaela Malherbe, Matthew Smith, and Nicole Berger, who carried the South African flag in the opening ceremony. South Africans on snow. Who would have believed it? Think about what that says about us. About what becomes possible when we refuse to be limited about what other people think we can achieve. It has been running in communities across this country for decades. We know what we can do. We can achieve the impossible. But it takes discipline, resilience, accountability, the ability to lose and then come back, the ability to lead from behind when the team needs it most, not only from the front. Today we co-created a future of the jobs roadmap. I'm asking you to write sport into that roadmap as well. This is not a CSI section. This is about creating jobs while we create the leaders to fill those jobs. Not in the wellness sector only. Sport is for wellness. In the talent acquisition sector. Because we create these champions and we create these leaders. It is the leadership development section. And we want you as partners to work with us to create those jobs that unite this country, which is the central part of my speech. Hire Lerato. She will not disappoint you. In fact, she will make your company even better because of the trials and tribulations that she went through. South Africa has a gift that few nations possess. We have proven repeatedly that sport can cut through race, through language, through history, through inequality, and produce a singular powerful moment of national identity and unity. This is not a soft power. This is a strategic intent and a strategic infrastructure that sport wants to create in this country, working with you as doyens and captains of industry, of political heads, of people in the social media space. The future of jobs is not about what our young people know. It is about who they are. Those characters that have gone through thick and thin, blood, sweat, and tears from disadvantaged areas, but have become what they are today. And I can rattle off the names. Akani Simbine, Caster Semenya. There are so many of them. But how many of them are actually taken up into business? Like John T. Rhodes was taken up after he left his career and was grabbed by Standard Bank. We've got to think about our role in that regard and leading them as well. And sport, perhaps more than any other sector, shapes our leaders and who they are. Tonight we celebrate South Africa's leaders. As you receive your awards tonight, to all the nominees and recipients, as we're going to applaud you for your achievements, remember Lerato. There are thousands of them, hundreds of thousands of them, in every corner of South African society that want to help develop this country through what they do and by being employed by you. Remember the athletes that we had in Namibia, over 100 athletes, 99 medals, a record in Africa for the first time ever. 99 medals. We missed the 100th medal because the doctors declared the ocean unsafe to swim in because of pollution. We could have created another golden milestone for South Africa, 100 medals. Remember Lerato, remember all of them, because they do it for you, they do it for South Africa. Remember the 5 South Africans on snow in Milano Cortina, in their green and gold, and who refused to be limited by what other people thought was possible. You are part of their future. You are part of our future. You must believe in them, because I believe in them. The South African Sports Confederation, Olympic and Paralympic, firmly believes that the future lies with youth. And we will create that pathway to enable them to move into business, into government, and to other spheres where they can be hired. My plea to you tonight is simply this: see them and hire them. Thank you.